I mean, I think
so good.
I don't know what it is about this album, but I think every single person remembers where they were when they first heard this album.
Yeah.
Like when it dropped. And I mean, I think there was a lot of replay value for me personally.
Yeah.
And I think it got kind of hated on for no reason. I think I really like that album.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's Zach
and Jacob
here with Jay-Z Reacts, and today we got our top 10 albums of the decade.
Of the 2020s.
Of the 2020s.
So far.
We got 2020, 2021, and 2022. Some pretty good years in music. But we're gonna throw our list together today. We got some honorable mentions at first. We'll go through the top 10 order. We each kind of have our separate lists. So we'll go back and forth, kind of talk, see what we got. I'm pretty curious to see what your kind of heavy hitters at the top were compared with 2022, because we said in our 2022 best album video that 2022 was really good.
It was a very good year for music. So there's definitely gonna be a lot of overlap. Because I think that year was probably the best of the decade so far.
I think so too.
This has been just a great year for music all around. So we're gonna do 5 honorable mentions, and then we'll get into our top 10. Revenge of the Dreamers 3, baby.
Yeah, let's go.
By Dreamville.
That's also on mine. So.
That's also on yours? All right,
the first one I was gonna say. So
I mean, just an amazing collaboration between artists. I mean, you can't even count the amount of artists and producers.
So many, man. And then they put the director's cut.
Yeah,
and even put more on there.
Yeah. I mean, there's just an unfathomable. Wow, I'm saying that word. Unfathomable amount of good songs, good verses, good features on this album.
30 songs of pure amazing collaboration. Yeah. Like the way that Dreamville got, not even just like Dreamville artists, I would like what?
No,
the baby pulls up on Under the Sun.
Just like basically an open invite. I mean, go watch the Dreamville documentary.
Yeah.
Because that's such a, it basically just shows studio sessions, just kind of how the album came together. And I mean, they did it in what, a week?
Yeah,
10 days.
So quick too, to put all that together. So
next up, I got, I don't know how to say it, I'm gonna butcher it, Spillageon.
Wow.
By Spillage Village.
Wow.
And let me tell you, when this album first came out, I mean, the day it came out, I hated it.
We clowned on it so bad.
And this year especially, I've just been re-listening to it and just found so much that I didn't before in it. I mean, what an amazing album. Yeah. So yeah, by Spillage Village. I don't know if I said that.
Super good.
Rap Collective.
My next one is, I mentioned this in the other one, but it's Ramona Park, Broke My Heart. It just fell out of my top 10 because of another one I put in its place. But Vince Staples did his thing for me on this one. It was pretty high up there on my last one, but wow, it was really good. Vince,
what a man.
Vince is a man.
Next up, I got Detroit 2 by Big Sean.
Wow.
Detroit 2, I think just Big Sean's best album.
He does his thing.
Or close to it.
Close, I mean, for me.
I played the absolute nuts out of this thing
man.
when it came out. I mean, I couldn't stop listening. Just bangers after bangers after bangers after bangers.
Outside of my top 10 is Eternal Atake, Lil Uzi Vert.
Barely didn't make my list.
Barely outside my top 10. But mainly, I want to speak a little bit because mainly the impact that it had when it came out. Not as far as much as like listenability or like replay value and like all that, but just the point everyone in the world was in 2020, and this album that Lil Uzi Vert put out.
I mean, I think
so good.
I don't know what it is about this album, but I think every single person remembers where they were when they first heard this album.
Yeah.
Like when it dropped. And I mean, I think there was a lot of replay value for me personally.
Yeah.
And I think it got kind of hated on for no reason. I think I really like that album, and I think it's right outside my honorable mentions. Yeah. I won't talk too much about this next one, because I did a lot in our other, I think we both did a lot in the other video. So go check out our top albums of 2022, but What My Eyes See Your Future by Denzel Curry, just amazing. Amazing. I mean, just raw and vulnerable. Beautiful. Sensational.
Savage Mode 2. Outside my top 10. Just outside. I know it's probably gonna be in yours.
Yo, yeah.
It was close. It was really close. I went back and forth I literally just messed up my list. Going back and forth. But yeah. It was super close. I love what Metro and 21 did on it, but just outside.
Yeah. Okay. And my last honorable mention is An Evening with Silk Sonic by Silk Sonic, aka Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak. Oh, this album was good.
That's a good one to
just
put in.
Vibes. What they did in this album, I mean, the memorability on this album, I think, is what does it for me. I mean, just bangers. Smoking out the window.
No, that's good. That's a good one.
Didn't crack top 10 though.
Didn't make it.
Almost.
And then another one that was right there for me. This was like basically like my 11. Was Learn to Swim by Redville. I don't know. It was really close. We talked about it in our 2022 video as well, but Redville, the things he does, I mean, to even be in this top 10 of our list, whatever, of the last three years, crazy. So.
My blonde vinyl just shipped.
No way!
It's gonna arrive before the year ends.
Are you kidding me?
Did yours?
No!
Oh, we're also, what we're gonna do, end of the year. Probably like the 30th, because I mean, this is when mine is getting.
This comes in, yeah.
We're doing a vinyl haul. We both just got it really into collecting vinyls this year. So we're both gonna show you what vinyls we got this year. And yeah, just why we liked them so much.
Yeah. Top 10?
Top 10.
I think we're at,
yeah. Top 10. Number 10 for me is After Hours by The Weeknd.
Wow.
Yeah, bet you didn't expect that.
I did not actually.
I mean, I just think you see
mess with The Weeknd that much.
Yeah,
but
I mean, Dawn FM too was amazing, but I think After Hours is where you really get to. I mean, this album is raw. I mean, raw. I mean, you see every side of The Weeknd.
That's facts.
I think just a lot of memorability as well.
My number 10. Is Vince Staples' Self-Titled.
It was so close to my honorable mention.
This guy, man, Vince Staples has done something on me, man. I moved out to Florida when 2021 when this came out, and on that road trip out there, it was constant repeat. You're going up, like, oh my gosh, like, no, like constant vibe, constantly amazed at what he can do. And kind of from his old stuff, he had Big Fish Theory.
Big Fish Theory was different. Oh my gosh. The collabs on that album are crazy.
Like, yeah, and so he hadn't released in a while. And so I don't know what I was expecting, but the Self-Titled just hits. And so I thought it deserved a place.
Get back.
So good.
Number 9 for me, God Don't Make Mistakes, Conway the Machine.
God Don't Make Mistakes.
I mean, I just talked about it in our other video, but I mean, you've heard me say it 100 times now. Raw and vulnerable albums just get me, man. When people can just open up and show that part of them, it just, I don't know, it gets to me, man. This album is just that, and it's still heavy and grimy and gravelly. You know, you still get that Conway feel, but it's different from his other stuff. I think it's just on a different level. So yeah.
That's why at number 9 I have Melt My Eyes, because the different level that Denzel hits on this, and I really listened to it a lot. Kind of had it in my playlist, and I've gotten back into it a lot more, and I just continue to appreciate it more. So that's why it's now in my top 10 so far, because of that kind of effect it's had on me. And we talked about that one in our last album video as well, but the bag he gets into, the versatility of this guy, the difference on every track, like, amazing flow.
Nah, I'm gonna hip, I'm gonna let that be a bang. Number 8 for me, I'm sure you saw it coming, Savage Mode 2.
There she is.
Wow, I mean, I'm a big 21 fan.
Guy. Big
21 guy. And I think Metro just creates this space for 21 for him to work with that I don't think another producer could do. I mean, the collaboration on this album is impeccable. Perfectly placed features. Perfectly placed features.
Morgan Freeman, perfect.
Morgan Freeman narrating this album was even more perfect. I mean, you get the heavy 21 that you want. You get vulnerable 21 that you want. And then you also get Stepping On People.
Oh, Stepping On Them People.
Stepping On People, which I mean, you get murder music, you get music you're gonna cry to, you get everything. But yeah, that's it for me. Go ahead.
It deserves a spot for sure. Number 8, I have Sleepy Soldier, Tana Leone. Man, oh
Yes,
man. Again, a short album, a lot of songs. It's like basically rounds out to about 2 minutes a song. And I mean, for a guy to do that already off his first project right here, Tana Leone's coming. I mean, he's in PG Lang, like he's got his brothers in there. But the things that he's gonna do based on what I've seen him do here, he shows he has a bag that he has a lot of potential to tap into, to change up. And so I think Tana's, the stuff he does on this one, what he's got in the future, is probably going to be unmatched pretty soon. But
yeah,
that's what I think he's coming.
What a man.
He's
sick.
He's
live,
really
too.
good live.
His voice is so dope. Well, that brings us to number 7, Learn to Swim by Red Veil.
That she is, yeah.
Yeah, I talked a lot about this just barely in the other video, so I won't touch on it too much, but I mean, 17 years old and he's making music better than these 30-year-olds. I mean, this kid is special. I mean, he's my age and he's doing things that, I mean, no one ever has. I mean, it's just insane what he's able to do.
My number 7 is by the band Laney. It is GGBBXX. And wow, oh wow. If you guys want to fall in love with a male singer, man, Laney, named Paul Jason Klein, this guy can just put you in a spot. And it's really cool because this one, he's had a lot of stuff. I was not even capping you, I was literally one of the first people that have loved Laney since 2014, like a long time ago, and I've listened to him for a long time. And the things he does on this album is amazing. He goes from being in this relationship, trying to figure out how to get away, trying to figure out how to make their love work, to just saying never mind, forget it, and like what the girls have done to him. And like, you want to cry? Listen to some Laney in your life, because he'll make you cry for sure. But nah, the feelings I've had with this album, with this group, amazing.
Number 6 for me is The Off Season by J.
Wow, that's so low.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I know you probably thought I'd put it higher, but I mean, I just think there have been
6, wow,
an insane
Talk
amount
about
of
it. Yeah.
better works. I mean, J. Cole, he is like top 3 all time for me. 100%.
Oh yeah.
J. Cole's amazing. I don't know. I mean, I think it's an amazing album. I mean,
it's weird because it's hard to talk down.
It's hard to talk down on an album.
Cole,
down on an album that's so good. But I don't think it's a bad album at all. I just think
it's easier to talk up the other album.
Yeah, exactly.
Than saying,
exactly.
I see what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
I see why you put it.
I can't say any bad things about this album. That's what I was saying.
You were like, I can't say anything because there's nothing bad to say, but you can say better things about what the other.
Because I don't think there's a bad moment on this album.
I like that. I like that take.
Yeah.
I like that take. I have it higher, but I like that take.
Yeah.
My number 6 is Ghetto Gods. Again, like this. Dr. Dot, like, man. Johnny, like
different.
Just different. Just, we talked about this one again on the other video, like the way that they're able to just open up and just tell you about these things. Just like Ghetto Gods, like just the title of it. And then they get into that bag a little bit in the deluxe that they put on there. And to put this out there with that Mirrorland project behind it just helps me personally just understand them as a group and all they've done. So Ghetto Gods.
Yeah. Go watch our other video if you want more like in-depth look at
some of these 2022 ones.
Yeah. Number 5 for me.
Go. I'm excited for the top 5.
Call Me If You Get Lost.
Yeah!
By Tyler. I mean,
bro, I forgot about that one.
Forgot?
No, that one would probably honorable mentions at least for me. But talk about it.
Call Me If You Get Lost is an
Tyler,
amazing,
man.
I mean,
ooh.
Tyler, I mean, so Igor, you get you get the story of Tyler falling in love with a dude with a boyfriend, and then or with a girlfriend, and then this you get Tyler falling in love with a girl who has a boyfriend. I mean, it's like it's weird how Igor and Call Me If You Get Lost kind of have similar stories, but it's different genders, you know? So this side of Tyler, I think is, I mean, this album is just amazing. The
really
story,
good.
the first time I heard this album, I didn't like it as much. It wasn't even in my top 5 Tyler albums. I didn't like it at all. But once I finally re-listened to that and got into the narrative and the story behind it, I mean, go listen to the song Wilshire if you want to hear. I mean, you've heard me talk so much about rawness and vulnerability. Go listen to that song. That is the most raw song probably of the past 3 years. I mean,
valid.
And I mean, you got songs like Hot Wind Blows.
I can't believe I forgot this album. Nah, this album's crazy.
Yeah, Hot Wind Blows. I mean, you still get that hard-hitting Tyler, the hard features, and he tells a amazing story that doesn't end like happy. The album does not end happy.
No,
it'll leave you like in despair basically. This album's just amazing. It'll make you feel things.
Tyler does things on this one. My number 5 is actually The Off Season.
The Off Season.
Yeah. Yes, sir. So it's pretty close with where you put it, but yeah, my favorite description of it is that, like, when you're trying to describe where it should belong, it's that. And I mean, Cole's probably my favorite of all time. Mm-hmm. So like, I have nothing against J. Cole because he's probably my favorite artist ever. Mm-hmm. But just the things that other artists were able to do with their work in the spots above him, for me, is why I put The Off Season where it is. But man, does Cole do some stuff. He
does some
on
stuff
this. And talk about telling a different story. We talk about it with Kendrick on every album. To go from For Your Eyes Only, KOD, to Off Season, I think, in my opinion, I think The Off Season's setting up for what he's about to do.
Yeah.
And I think what he's about to do is
where
gonna
he's been too.
Yeah, like,
yeah. The space he's been in, and then the space he's gonna go.
He's gonna go.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm kind of at with this one, where I think it's just gonna set this space to round out even his just like discography, just like everything with Cole. So.
And I mean,
that's kind of where
Hunger on Hillside. You want to talk about?
Holy, you want to talk about a?
You want to talk about a story?
Wow.
Oof. Number 4 for me.
Top 4.
I'm sure you saw this.
Gotta be the same as me. I know.
Donda.
Yeah. Donda. I almost put Off Season above this one, but
really,
I had a lot of reflection on what Donda meant for me.
Yeah, Donda, I think, is just. Why did it get hated on?
I don't know at all.
This is a beautiful album. Beautiful. Top probably 5 Kanye albums, maybe 4.
I mean, I would agree because wow,
it's not the gospel you got on Jesus is King. That's like too gospel. It's like that genre. This is gospel music with its own twist that I don't think I've ever seen before. Maybe it's because I don't listen to that much gospel, but I mean...
But, like, the gospel that Kanye is able to do on this...
It's different.
It's just amazing to, like, empty your mind, empty your soul, and just, like, come to life, like, Moon, like...
Life of the Party.
Life of the Party,
oh my gosh.
No, like...
And the features, nobody can make collaborations like Kanye can.
Oh, praise God, what in the...
praise God.
What in the world? Like Jail, the talk on Jail with Jay-Z.
Oh, this album's different.
Should never be hated on. I don't care what Ye does.
No Child Left Behind. Yeah, that's number 4 for both of us. Yep. Number 3 might be the same.
I think our top 3. Oh wait, no, maybe not. Let's see. What do you got at 3?
I have the Melodic Blue.
Wow, talk to me. No, I do not have the Melodic Blue right there.
I have the Melodic Blue at number 3. I mean, what?
It makes sense. I know what you're saying.
The creativity, the vulnerability, and the creativity on this album is what gets for me. I mean, it's experimental, but it's not so experimental like Whole Lotta Red that it just outweighed the good for me. Whole Lotta Red was too experimental, and I know Whole Lotta Red would be good live, but it was like too experimental for me where I just didn't enjoy it. But the Melodic Blue is, I mean, songs like South Africa and Gorgeous, I think, are what made the album like bad for people. But those songs, and I'll admit it, like the first time I heard the album, I didn't like those songs. But listening to it over time, they've grown on me so much. And just what this album was able to do for Baby Keem, and the space it put him in, and the area it put him in to succeed, and just the substance of this album. I mean, every song bangs.
Insane
bangs.
What he does on it.
He makes you want to kill people, then he makes you want to cry. Like, it's like 21 kind of.
It's so
like,
true. These next three, we have the same top three, just in a little bit different order because of this. But my number 3 is Mr. Morale. You don't know how long these three I've just been like, no, this one, no, this one, this one. So really, it's hard to put them above each other for me.
Yeah.
I have them all like right there, so close. But just for like what it meant personally, the rankings is what it is. But like, Kendrick was amazing on it. Like Kendrick, that space he creates, the way he's able to storytell where he's been, what he's been doing, how he's been feeling, to help people understand that concept of what's been going on with Mr. Morale. Like,
that brings me to my number 2, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. I mean, I can't. There's not much more to say about the album. I mean, we talked about it a lot in our other video, so go watch that for sure. That ended up pretty high on our list. Yeah, just something Kendrick's never done before. I mean, you get some of old Kendrick, but this is basically all new Kendrick. What, like, he's in the 5 years he took off, he basically reinvented himself, recreated himself in every song. Every song.
Just bang, 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 bang.
People say they would skip We Cry Together or Auntie Diaries.
Way.
Bro, if you're not banging We Cry Together,
you gotta turn that up.
Yeah, I mean,
that stuff hits.
Every song.
You gotta relate. That stuff, you can relate to that.
Yeah.
We Cry Together. Jeez.
Every song just bangs for me.
Number 2 for me, watch his face, is actually The Forever Story.
What? Oh my gosh. Okay.
Number 2, Forever Story for me. I loved The Forever Story and Mr. Morale. And like, maybe if you asked me in a month and a half, I might say the other one's above it. Above what I'm gonna say number 1. But like, Jid, I'm just gonna let you talk, because I know Jid's your number 1.
Jid's my number 1. I mean,
so I want to hear you.
I'm a big Jid guy. Big time Jid guy.
He is so good.
I mean, what this album did for me is just insane. What it made me feel, just even on first listen, you can watch our reaction, my face the entire time is just literally, it's one of those albums that leaves you speechless. Like, the whole album is a story, and then each song is a story within that story. It feels like the Good Kid, Mad City of Jid's discography. Yeah. Which is just, it's beautiful. It's a movie. It'll make you cry. It'll make you kill people. I mean, Lauder 2, that will make that. I bang that in my car so loud. I mean, I can't wait to see that album live.
Yeah.
We're gonna drop a concert video.
It's coming February.
2 months.
We're seeing Jid and
but yeah, that album just did something for me no album has in the past 3 years.
And that's for the exact reason why I ultimately decided to put the Melodic Blue, Baby Keem, as number 1 for me. Because of the space and place that Baby Keem put me at. Just what he did listening to this album. I talked to him about it last night. I said I used to work in Florida, and when I'd work off the floor at work, I would have this playing, and I was in a different world. Like, just the listenability of each song taking me to this new place, from him rapping to changing the beat to talking about
his beat switches are crazy.
His range brother in Kendrick, the beat switches, like, the highs were high. Family Ties, oh my gosh. But then the lows of 16 and Lost Souls,
and Issues and
Scars, and the emotion that this Baby Keem, this man, he's no one really.
Yeah, no one is doing what he's doing.
No one knew him really.
Yeah.
He just said, look at this.
I mean, I only knew him from Orange Soda.
What everyone said, Orange Soda.
And Hooligan. And like maybe a few others, but like this album, I mean, I didn't really know, I wasn't familiar with Baby Keem, and I turned it on, and it's just something you'll never hear before. And you'll never hear again.
Hear again.
Yeah, no.
The things he did from his his previous albums to come out with the Melodic Blue is another reason why I'm like, this man like found something in himself.
And we didn't even talk about the deluxe.
We didn't, and that's another thing I was like, if you want to put the deluxe in there,
yeah, then it's even better.
Oh my gosh.
Every song on the deluxe.
You could just take that 10 on the deluxe and just make it its own, like.
And it'll still be better than some people's discographies. If you want to see how excited we were about Baby Keem, just go watch our deluxe reaction.
Yeah.
I mean, we were like little kids on Christmas.
So if you can see that on the deluxe, like first time with Melodic Blue, that was just me. So that's why I had to put Melodic Blue.
Yeah.
But those three again.
I think the three are pretty interchangeable.
Those three are very interchangeable. So
I could talk just so highly about each one for hours, and that's just how you know.
It's just kind of like how it put the space it puts you in.
Yeah. Put pictures on the screen right now.
Of the decade.
Here's our list of the decade.
Yeah.
Best top kind of 15.
Yeah, 15.
Top 10, 5 honorable mentions. Did you disagree with us? Leave it in the comments.
Let us know
Let us know some of your favorite albums.
Yeah.
What did we miss?
It's been a pretty hot start to the decade.
Yeah.
So.
I think there's a lot more to come. A lot more.
For sure.
We got promising young artists. We got promising old artists coming to the end of their careers.
I think this decade, by the end of it, is going to be one of those.
One of those crazy ones.
But yeah. Thanks for watching. See you guys on the next one. Like, comment, subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe.
You know what to do. Bye.